all you positive heads out there. It's so good to be back with all you beautiful reflections of the one source consciousness that creates and animates all things. If you're new to this podcast, of course, we are super happy to have you here, and we just ask that you bring an open mind and heart to your listening experience and to be prepared to explore vantage points that I'm convinced will help shift or solidify your current understanding of the ultimate nature of reality in a way that is extremely empowering. Speaking of exploring powerful perspectives, I would like to gift my book, The Golden Key, Modern Alchemy to Unlock Infinite Abundance to you at goldenkey.gift, where you can get the audio or ebook as my gift to you by using the code POSITIVEHEAD at checkout. Greetings and salutations, positive heads. Welcome. I threw you with that intro, didn't I? You guys don't even know what to do when I mix it up so crazily. That's what Burning Man will do to you. 8 days in the harshest conditions on Earth. This is definitely a harsh burn. And look what happens. I come back with a wild, crazy change to the intro. How you guys been? How you gals been? How you aliens been? How you non-physical entities listening to this broadcast been? As you can see, I'm a little happy to be home. Although I had an amazing burn. I was at Burning Man, the experiment in community, a village, if you will, that sets up in the Nevada desert for a week or a little more than a week. Last I heard, it's the third biggest city in the state of Nevada during that week. And woo, it was one for the records. It was definitely, I've been 10 years, and it was probably the harshest weather with whiteouts and heat over 100 degrees and crazy dust storms. And, you know, they have the saying, F your burn. And, you know, I always thought it was kind of a silly thing to say, but I think I get it more than ever now. It's kind of like, yeah, you have this idea of this glorious, you know, celebration, festival-esque experience that's all, you know, all about having a good time, when really you're going to get your ass kicked a little bit out there. It's inevitable. And I think especially this year, people face challenges. And, you know, whether it's your generator breaking down and all of a sudden you have no air conditioner in 100 plus degrees, if you went to the trouble to get an RV in order to have that one incredible commodity so that you can actually rest during the days and experience the all night, you know, events without, you know, being completely sleep deprived. That sort of thing, or your bike breaking down, or something getting lost or stolen, or, you know, I mean, there's so much that happens to people. And, yeah. And like I said, I think this year was more than ever from people I heard. There was a challenge, definite challenge, for everyone that I've talked to. And of course, there's the pushing through those challenges. Oftentimes it's darkest before the dawn, you find. And that's something that's really fueled my fire whenever I'm going through any kind of a challenge, is to say, oh, okay, I'm noticing, you know, we've all had those string of, like, you know, really crappy fortune over a period of time. And I choose to really think of those breakdowns coming before the breakthroughs. And I think a lot of times what happens with people is they give up right before the sprout comes through the concrete. You know, the flower finds its way through the crack in the concrete in the city just before that's about to happen, that breakthrough. People oftentimes will throw in the towel, and then they don't get to the other side of it. And we know this happens a lot of times in sports, as another example, or some sort of stringent, challenging physical activity. You kind of push past your breaking point and expand into a whole new level of yourself. And so, yeah, that's definitely been a theme in my world, you know, and being around the 70,000 plus people that were at Burning Man this year. So I want to talk a bit about that. Obviously, I just dived right in. And, you know, I saw what Erica talked about yesterday, love being our greatest protection. And I would agree, you know, love is the ultimate thing that that we can come back to. It is when all the challenges that are inevitably coming your way. There's so many behind you, and there's so many ahead of you. And it's like I always say on the show, remember, smooth seas never made for a skilled sailor, and you came to be a skilled sailor. So what if instead of always trying to seek, I'm someone who's known for, I've been called the king of cozy many times over the years by close friends and family. And it's true. I seek comfort. I love seeking comfort. I love comfortable clothes. I love a really comfortable environment. I'm really sensitive to, aesthetics of my surroundings and lighting. And, I just love creating space and comfort. And with that being said, there is a time and a place for discomfort. And instead of avoiding it, what if we welcomed it? What if we welcome the challenges? What if we realize that the challenges are actually there to serve us? As Rumi said, where there is ruin, there is hope for a treasure. And you start to play with this idea of, I'm not going to avoid, it's okay to desire comfort and to seek something, the easy path, and to float and all those things. There's a time and a place for that. And certainly it's the top of my priorities to seek it, but I don't want to seek it at the expense of understanding the value of challenges and becoming that skilled sailor, and understanding that it's not about how safe we can get to arrive at the grave, as Hunter S. Thompson talked about. He said, life's journey is not to arrive at the grave safely in a well-preserved body, but rather to skid in sideways, totally worn out, shouting, "Holy shit, what a ride." And this instantly makes me think of, I've talked about this friend from years ago. I haven't seen this person in 10 plus years, but they used to, crossing roads with them, looking in looking over at them, and we're waiting at the stoplight, and they're hiding behind the pole. And I'm like, what are you doing? And the person was like, well, what if someone runs off the road in a car and comes this way and hits us, where we're standing? And it's like, wow, to live instead of, such a state of fear of something happening to you. What if like A Course in Miracles says at the very beginning, which I haven't read A Course in Miracles, but I know the opening line, and it's one of my favorite quotes of all time. And I've only heard it in the last maybe year plus ago. And it's so powerful. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. Let me say that again. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. So it's so daunting to think what's ahead of us. We have so much challenge behind us. Let's face it, that's a big part of what this life is about, right? Challenge through growth, becoming that skilled sailor. Let's go into the physical and let's experience growth. Let's go on the fast track to growth, where there's, certainly points of celebration, joy, happiness, reprieve from challenge, but and no one gets out unscathed without some, I don't care, billionaire, whatever you are, whatever your circumstances in life, it's just a different type of challenge that they're facing, right? Or gonna face. And so, but when you can take that quote and what that really means to me, I thought of it earlier today, and why I decided to share it in this episode. And I said it to my partner, and she goes, what does that mean to you? Nothing real can be threatened. Well, what's real? What's the reason? What's behind all the happenings and goings-ons? Love. That's what's real. That is the reason for it all. That is the core of existence. It's all happening for and around the only truth, which is love. And that's what you are at your core. You are pure source energy, which is synonymous with love, right? It's another name for source. So you are love, and that's the only thing that's real. And what's real can't actually be threatened. It can pretend to be threatened. Something unreal, a tool like evil or darkness or, some challenging thing can happen. But really, when all the puzzle pieces go back in the box, When all the chess pieces go back in the box, the only thing that's real is love. So nothing unreal actually existed. It was just a game. It was just pretend. So what's real can't be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. And that's where you can find your peace. With all of everything that's ahead of you, everything that's behind you, what's in front of you is as infinite as the memory of what's behind you, right? You have a memory of how many years you've lived in your physical body. You have probably, if you're listening to this podcast, an insight or thought about, okay, I have lifetimes beyond that as well. And it gets a little overwhelming to think about, oh my gosh, I'm just, tired. I just want to chill. I just want to relax. And knowing that at the end of the day, when all the dust settles, what you are can't be threatened. It's untouchable. It's unscathable. And, this brings comfort to, this is where God finds God's peace, right? Herein lies the peace of God. And, if you can start shifting this narrative around avoiding discomfort, it doesn't mean you seek it foolishly, but knowing and embracing whatever's coming is going to only cause, there might be ruin ahead, there's challenge ahead, and there's a hope for treasure there. As Rumi also said, the wound is where the light enters you. Oh, okay. Well, if I get wounded, that's going to be a point for more light to enter. Rumi also understood this when he said, what hurts you blesses you. So just moving into this state, I think it's time for us all to, stop avoiding or running from any discomfort. Like I said, doesn't mean to seek it foolishly, but just to put down the fear around it. Because when you bring levity and lightness to anything, you bring courage. When you bring courage to anything that is daunting or fearful, courage is a very, very potent energy. Carl Jung actually said, where your fear is, there is your task. This is going to be your path. That's leading you. There is a treasure on the other side of that. And you bring courage, you bring the knowing that nothing real can be threatened to whatever challenge you face. Now you're tapping into some divine energy. And when you start tapping into your higher self's energy, source's energy, the way these advanced versions, these more evolved in some way versions of ourselves, higher selves, behave. Now you're operating from a very, very powerful place. I wrote a little something when I was on the burn as I was dealing with a challenging day, and this just kind of came up to me, and I started taking a note of. I'll read this to you. The aim is to feel ever more fully and deeply, to ultimately transcend previous depths. Sometimes moving through something challenging is an essential precursor to feeling something truly profound. Move through it and transmute it into the next iterative unfolding of your divine self. And that's really what it's about. These things are more light coming in. It's going to come in the form of a challenge. You know that now. You don't need to run from it. You don't need to fear it anymore. Move more into this higher self perspective of, hey, you know what? Doesn't mean I'm not going to, my voice may tremble when I'm facing my fear, but I'm going to face it. And what I am at my core won't be threatened. It can't be threatened. It's untouchable for eternity, always has been, always will be. At the end of the day, that will emerge and as the only thing that's real. Feels good to know, doesn't it? Hope it helps you as you move through all the challenges and get the rewards, get the treasures on the other side of those challenges as you transmute them, the challenges into blessings. I have a song to leave you with today. This is Entheo. The song is called Life Itself. Till next time, journey well. Also, before we cue up today's song, as a quick reminder, don't forget to download the Golden Key audio or ebook as my free gift to you at goldenkey.gift using the Golden Key code POSITIVEHEAD. And please, if you enjoy my gift, leave a positive review on Amazon so others can unlock their lives with the help of the Golden Key as well.